Hi to everyone. MEM School of Engineering, Department of Mechatronics Engineering, online classes, robotics, machine vision systems. Okay. So last class we discussed about the different kind of grippers. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss about types of gripper mechanism. So what are the methods we are going to use in the gripper? Okay, there are different kind of gripper mechanism used in the robot end effectors. One method is according to the type of finger movement used by the gripper. So there, these are the two classification: pivoting moment and linear and translation moment. In pivoting moment, the fingers rotate about fixed pivot point on the gripper to open and close. The motion is usually accomplished by some kind of linkage mechanism. So in the linear movement, the fingers open and close by moving in parallel to each other. This is accomplished by means of guide rails so that each finger base slides along a guide rail during actuation. The translation finger movement might also be accomplished by means of a linkage which would maintain the fingers in a parallel orientation to each other during actuation. Okay, these are the following types of mechanical grippers, that is linkage actuation, gear and rack actuation, cam actuation, screw actuation, rope and pulley actuation, and miscellaneous. So these are the examples. So linkage category covers a wide range of design possibilities to actuate the opening and closing the gripper. Okay, these are the linkage concept. Okay, using some middle point, we can define the different linkages. Using linkages, we are define the finger position, whether it is open or closed, like that we are going to discuss. Okay, these are the different types with the different linkages. Using of the angles, we can define the different linkage concepts. So gear and rack configuration, it consists of gear, rack, and gate rail. So rack gear would be attached to a piston or some other mechanism that would be provide a linear motion. So movement of the rack would be divided to partial pinion gears, and this would in turn up open and close the fingers. That means force A, that is moved forward and reverse. So the rack will be movement. The rack will be movement. So that means the gear will be moved. If gear move in left direction means the rack will be moved in the up down direction. Okay. If gear, so this is the simple concept. That is gear movement in the rotation manner means the rack will be forward, move to the forward, up and down condition. So like that, if you're using two gear and two rack means we can use the two fingers to open and close. Then cam actuated grippers. So this is so simple concept. Using cam concept, we using cam. If you are moving the cam means the spring will be elaborated, so the finger will be closed or open with the cam and follower. Okay, the cam and follower arrangement after using a spring-loaded follower can provide the opening and closing option of the gripper. For example, movement of the cam in one direction would force the grip to open, while movement of the cam in the opposite direction would cause the spring to force the gripper to close. So the advantage of this cam and actuator is the arrangement is the spring action would accompany the different sized part. Next, screw type model method. The screw tip is turned by the motor, usually accomplished by the speed reduction mechanism. So when the screw is rotated in one direction, so this causes the thread block to be translated in one direction. These are conditions. Next, rope and pulley mechanism. So rope and pulley system might be operated in one direction to open the gripper. So on the tension device would take up the slack in the rope and close the gripper when the pulley system operates in the opposite direction. The miscellaneous category is included in our list to allow for gripper actuating mechanisms that do not logically fail into one of the above category. Example, an expandable blader or diaphragm would be inflated and deflated to activate the gripper fingers. Next one is gripper with a rotary actuator. So the one finger is connected with the one rotary actuator, another one is other side. So moving of rotor and housing means it will define the finger open and close condition. Then translational gripper mechanism. So finger motion correspond to the piston movement without any connecting mechanism between them. So the drawbacks is that sometimes it is difficult to design the desired size of the gripper because here the actuator size decide the gripper size. So translational gripper using a hydraulic or pneumatic piston cylinder which include a dual track gear mechanism and two pairs of symmetrically arranged parallel closing linkages. So the pinion and the sector gears are connected to the element L1 and L2 respectively. So when the piston moves toward the left, the translation of the rack causes the two pinions to rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise respectively and produce the grasping action, keeping each finger direction constant. The release action occurs when the piston rod moves to the right in the same way. It is the example for translation gripper using rotary conditions. Rotary actuators. So next hooks and scoops. This is used for lift the material. So hooks and scoops are the simplest type of end effector that can be classes as grippers. The scoops or a ladle is commonly used to scoop up molten metal and transfer it to the mold. The hook may be all that they needed to lift a pot, especially if precious positioning is not required and if it's only to be dipped into a liquid. Hook are used to load and unload pots hanging from the overhead conveyors. So the parts to be handled by the hook must have some sort of handle, side bolt or ring to enable the hook to hold it. Okay, these are the concept. These are the example of hooks. So expandable blader type grippers. The blader gripper or blader hand is a specialized robotic end effector that can be used to grasp, pick up, and move rod shaped or cylinder objects. The pressure extracted by the sleeve can be measured and regulated using the four sensors. Okay, using expandable blader, we can get the material objects using the internal gripper concept. Okay, this is the one for first one is without expandable. Second one is with the expandable. The expandable means we can grip with the material. Okay. So next one is gripper, selection of gripper. So selection of grippers depend on the n number of facts. So example is gripper force, weight. Okay. So when considering the gripper force required a number of factors to be considered. The coefficient of friction between the gripper and the object may also be an important factor. Not only must the mass of the object to be grabbed to be taken into the account, but also the acceleration imposed on it by the robot. So this can be often be increased by using one of the special rubber-based material that have been developed. The use of these material can create maintenance issues, however, as they have a finite life. One other way of reducing the gripping force required is to use fingers designed for the form of the commode. Okay, another one is weight. The industrial robot have fixed lifting capabilities and the combined weight of the gripped and gripped component may be important. Then supply of services, environmental capabilities, sensor capabilities. Okay, like that they are used for the gripper force analysis. Otherwise, other factors are considered as the speed of the gripper jaws and the range of size of the component that can be gripped. So tools and the end effector. The tools is equipped in the robot for carrying out several operations on the work parts instead of grasping it. The tool acts as an end effector when it is attached directly to the robot's wrist. In some applications, there will be a need for multi-tool task and changing the tool all the time from the robot wrist will be highly difficult. As a result, a gripper is used in this process to grasp and manipulate the tool. So these are the different end effector tools. That is spot welding tool, spray painting nozzles, arc welding torch, drilling, routing, wire brushing, grinding, heating torches, water jet cutting tools, liquid swim applicators for assembly. So like that they are using. That is drawing end effector, unilateral, multilateral grippers, and these are the examples. Okay, so thank you. So this unit totally consists of end effector. So it will mainly used for gripping concepts, that is gripper. Okay, so in this unit we discussed about different kind of grippers, tools and concepts, tools and